in fiscal 23-24, there were over 760 kids who came through Kids First. Of that number, over 60% was child sex abuse, and of that number, over 60% was kids under 12.
From holding criminals accountable to now supporting the most vulnerable survivors of those crimes. Today is the first day on the job for former Lane County District Attorney Patty Perlow as the new executive director of Kids First. Perlow gave me a tour of the center and tells me it's her history with Kids First that paved the way to the role. Kids First is Lane County's only child advocacy center, and Patty Perlow, who started as a prosecutor in the Lane County DA's office in 1990, has been in on the center's mission since its inception in 1994. That mission, providing a safe place for kids who are victims of physical or sexual abuse or those who have witnessed a crime, which can lead to the daunting task of a child testifying before a grand jury. As a prosecutor, child abuse was Perlow's main caseload.
I prosecuted cases before there was a Kids First, and after the doors opened, and I got to see the fantastic difference in the quality of the interviews and the work that was being done, and making kids feel safe when they were coming to disclose abuse.
In late October, Perlow, who served as district attorney since 2015, received a text message from a Kids First board member suggesting she vie for the executive director role. 7 interviews later, she took the helm.
My passion for the organization runs so deep that taking my leadership and management skills from another environment and bringing them in here just seemed like a natural fit.
Why do you think it runs so deep?
Well, taking care of children in our community is the most important task that we have.
Perlow tells us one of her 2 children is a CASA, or court-appointed special advocate for children in foster care. The other aspires to be a prosecutor. At Kids First, children referred by law enforcement or the Department of Human Services receive a victim advocate at the center. Depending on the crime, some undergo a physical exam.
And then they get scheduled for their forensic interview with one of the interviewers here, to have an opportunity to tell the details of what happened.
This is done by a trained forensic interviewer with a camera in the room and a detective on the other side of the wall. A multidisciplinary team with every person involved in the investigation, like police and school districts, meet for case reviews. It's those community connections Perlow says are her biggest asset coming into the job.
Relationships with the law enforcement agencies, DHS, the community organizations that are coming to the multidisciplinary team meetings.
Perlow replaces Sarah Stewart, who has a new role at the center, but Perlow says Stewart has laid a seamless framework.
To say I'm going to come in here and make any changes, or I have lofty ambitions for making my own name here, this organization doesn't need that. What they need is steady leadership.
The final step in this process is when cases are heard by a grand jury, which Perlow says happens every 28 days. And Perlow's first major engagement for Kids First will be a fundraiser on February 8th at Elizabeth Wine Lounge from 4 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. and ticket information is on our website.